Hey there, and welcome back to the O-Yoroi Tabletop. Red is done, and if you've been watching the series, you already know that. So next I want to be moving on to filling in all of the sort of gaps, the line work, sort of these lines that you can see running through the plates and the armour. And fill that in dark green. I say dark green, green. A darker tone than is currently the red. And then later on that will become highlighted, but not until after I've done the Tengu pattern, which I still haven't drawn, and I will be drawing whilst sort of, it's all going to happen, it all happens kind of together. I have been looking at images of Tengu, and I quite like the idea of it because you've got a decent amount of space on the side of the head unit here, and I think I'll be able to fit a decent sort of line work head. And the key thing for me in working out the pattern before I do it is making sure that it's something which is a series of brush strokes in terms of how it's designed, rather than sort of a complex drawing as such. I want to be able to execute it. I mean, if any of you have ever seen any Oriental style paintings or what have you, then that kind of it's careful brush work. It's using the width of the brush to sort of modulate the line and such forth and create very clean, beautiful images. So I'm hoping to create a pattern which is easily paintable and fulfills that kind of criteria of generating that kind of appearance. And I will probably lay that up in golden brown first. But first of all, onwards and greenwards, I shall catch thee in a mow. Green is done. It doesn't actually take too long either. It took like a couple of hours or so, maybe 3. I must say this was the least certain I've been about part of this so far. I went for jade green from the game colour range, and I think tonally it's very similar to the other colours I used, the warm and the cold grey. But actually it really works. It really kind of jumps out. The red-green complementary colour contrast working really well, starting to already give that kind of sense of luminescence. It also brings a lot of definition to the mini, I feel. Here's the head unit and the arms. I'm just gonna so you can see the eyes. So the eyes also been blobbed in, but it's started to be painted effectively. Get the high contrast bit green glowing from underneath the helm, in and around the arms. I have done the bottoms as well. The arms were a royal pain in the ass, just from the point of view of the sort of the underside. Sort of getting in underneath, which is partly because of how I've stuck them on. Maybe it would have been better if I stuck them more jutting over the edge. That's my foolishness though. Then we've got the 2 crazy koalas. Pretty happy about these guys. They only took about half an hour each, just running all the green in. It's really created a lot of definition now. I'm pretty happy with how these are going so far. And we're starting to generate that internal luminescence, like I say. So I think next thing will be running in the first draft of the pattern. But before I do that, I'll show you what the pattern's meant to be first. So yeah, that's the crazy koalas, and the pattern for the Tengu, sorry, that will run down the side. I want to get that blocked in sooner rather than later because it's a pretty big job, and the sooner it's put in, the easier it is to get rid of, basically. So yeah, I'll crack on with that. I'll give you a show of what it's meant to look like and then I will get stuck into painting it on. Here then is, on the left, just a simple quick drawing of kind of what a tengu is portrayed as looking like from traditional Japanese myth. And on the right you can see kind of the plan I've made for the patterning kind of effects I want to do. So at the top here we have kind of a couple of head patterns. This I want to put on the side of the head unit. Then we've got like a clawed hand holding, well, I'm going to say like a pearl of wisdom, like when you see the Oriental dragons holding, but in this case it's a tengu holding it. And that will be the shoulder pad, and the pearl of wisdom will actually be the sort of central orb motif on the sculpted into the shoulder pad. Then we do sort of something like this with a wing motif on the part of the engine which sort of goes diagonally upwards. And then I think something like this bottom one here where we've got a tail motif for the part of the engine of the unit at the back that sticks straight out. So that's like the bottom part, the top part. I did think about doing them both as wings, but then or maybe there's slightly different structure that you'll be painting onto, so it's good to do the variation, I think. This is like the thigh of an eagle's leg or what have you, where you have the feathers at the top. And then I wanted to do a kind of scaly effect, semi-oriental leg. When I say oriental, I mean oriental in terms of, if you look at oriental work, they have these kind of circular forms. And then a clawed foot just painted onto the front of the foot panel. So yeah, I'm going to set about getting these put in. They won't look exactly like this. This is just sort of templates, if you like. But if you are going to do anything like this, really do think it out, plan it thoroughly. Don't just go, oh, I'll freehand paint something onto this, it'll be fine. Really go through and work out exactly what it is you're going to paint before you paint it. So I am going to crack on with that, and I will show you whether I've made a complete mess out of this or done something amazing in, well, mere moments for you. I have much trepidation. Catch you in a second. Here then is the head unit, and as you can see I've just painted the line work for the pattern of the tengu head onto the side of it, and I don't know, this is my little fingertip to give you a sense of scale, teeny weeny. And as I'm doing this, I'm beginning to think that if I'm going to do this, I should do it as a mural rather than just a pattern, and I'll show you why in a moment. But I think that's come up pretty clear, pretty easy to read as a bird's head. But I shall show you the body now as well. Here then is the pattern all sort of blocked in on the main body as well. You can see the sort of the wings up here, and the tail pattern down here, the hand pattern around the sort of orb icon, and then the sort of leg pattern terminating in a foot with a sort of claw just straying onto the toe piece. Yeah, and just a close up of the pattern going down the leg. You can kind of see there's a sort of a muscle pattern like the calf muscle, a bit of a knee, and then sort of a scaled bird-like leg terminating in a claw, and then a claw at the centre there that comes down to the front. If I just flip him around, and then you can just see that there's the claw terminating there, and this claw coming down here. So this is sort of the only place at which it wraps around onto the other side is on this foot. This just shows the claw motif on the shoulder. And I'm just looking at it now, and I've realised something which is really obvious if I'd only thought about it before. And that is the left-handmost claw, which ought to be the thumb claw really, which is this one here. that hand should be the other way around, because it should be a right hand, shouldn't it? Because if it's reaching towards you and the head is on the side of the head, then that would mean I've done that completely back to front. So I might have to redo that entire hand. But you get the gist of how the pattern works. And then you can just see in the background the wings, but I'll just give you a close up on them as well. Here are the wings. And then you can see the wing kind of comes off of this piece so that it doesn't actually even hit the top edge line of this bit. And then I've got some peeling off of the feathers coming up. A similar kind of radial effect is done on the tail piece, the lower piece. I've just really tried to utilise the miniature and follow the shapes of the miniature to give me these wings. And again, I'm thinking now, having done it like this, it's not going to work as a pattern, so I think what I'm going to have to do is actually fully paint it so it will become full colour and be shaded, highlighted, etc, etc. So it's kind of going to end up being more of a mural down the side rather than a pattern. So I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. I'm going to work on how I'm going to continue painting this and whether I'm going to leave it as pattern or go sort of full mural. I've got a sneaking suspicion it's going to go full mural. There you go, that's all the pieces combined, and I hope this has been of some interest, use to you, that you enjoy in your painting and you're making awesome things. So cheers everybody, have a good one and take care. Bye bye.